Hello my hamsters and welcome back to the little house with a beautiful start. That is my YouTube channel. I have missed you guys so much. I have not been able to upload for 4 weeks. I really don't have any major excuses. Finals, exams, it's exhausting. Anyway, let's get into this. I am coming at you with a wreck, an absolute wreck, called Gabbie Hanna. Now, before we do anything, I want to put out a major trigger warning for this video, which is if you are uncomfortable with any mentions of SA, broken trust, those themes, friends being manipulators, liars, so on and so forth, and if you just don't want to listen to Gabbie Hanna about her, you don't want to have the words of Gabbie Hanna in your presence or the image of Gabbie Hanna in your head, I do not blame you. You can also leave. I will leave a couple of joiner videos in the description for you to just go binge. Okay. There we have it. The feud between YouTube stars Jessie Smiles and Gabbie Hanna has been a long one, spanning the last couple of years. While some believe the pair were done fighting after their online brawl in the summer of 2020, Jessie has returned to Twitter with even more receipts. The two had been friends until Jessie filed a lawsuit against her own boyfriend at the time, Curtis Lepore, for SA. Now, thanks to some wonderful millennials, I discovered that Curtis Lepore is practically this disgusting guy with quite a vile history who just also happens to be an ex-Viner.
With this terrible, awful, and I mean lowest of the low scum human beings, Curtis Lepore, a former Vine star who was in a relationship with another former Vine star who was a now very celebrated YouTuber, Jessie Smiles.
Gabbie continued to associate with Curtis and his friends afterward. When confronted about still seeing his friends, Gabbie reportedly told Jessie, "Curtis's friends didn't R-word you," which she apparently doesn't recall saying. Because naturally, why would Gabbie recall saying such vile things? The queen of being a victim, why would she recall saying such things? Anyway, how low can you go? How low can you go? This is on a serious note. I hope everyone got that was sarcasm. But how low can you go? How? I just have no clue. How much worse can you get? How can you make your best friend's life even worse? I mean, I think, I don't know. I don't know. There's no way. This is potentially the lowest you can go. Why? Just, my brain is filled with endless whys, because it's just so ridiculous. The two had been friends, again, as I've said, until Jessie filed a lawsuit. And then Gabbie said the vile things. And Jessie retweeted an interview saying, "I want to make something very clear. After Gabbie's video, I tried to reach out to her in a very calm way. The second I mentioned screenshots of what she truly said on the day of TMZ, she no longer wanted to speak and said that I was threatening her. The truth is not a threat, nor will it ever be." I think Jessie, obviously, it goes without saying that Jessie is in her full right to express this, and this is an absolutely horrific situation she was put in by someone she trusted, named Gabbie Clown. This obviously inspired a massive tweet storm from Gabbie's end, claiming Jessie always sought to slander her character. Now, I know this is a serious topic, and I very much so hope that I'm doing it justice, but I have an endless fascination for the way LA YouTubers play with the language. It's so freaking dramatic. Slander her character because of What? Like, Gabbie's just only kind of diminishing her trauma and behaving as if it doesn't exist and hanging out with friends of an hourist. Anyway. Okay, so as I've said, in a series of tweets, Jessie released an edited recording of a call, which we all know by now, she had with Gabbie. The previous summer, claiming she felt the need to release the call to defend herself, that's the point. And if it wasn't clear enough to Gabbie by this point that she's going overboard, I don't know when will it be. Just, it's horrific. I never planned to release it. In fact, there's nothing I want more than to never talk or think about Gabbie ever again. Yes, I think many people, in fact, I think most of you lovely lot watching me, like, you want that as well. Just not to think and not to talk about Gabbie. But yeah, she wrote, but her continued lying about my trauma has officially broken me and I don't know what else to do. Again, another horrific thing on Gabbie's horrific thing list, I guess. It's just never ending. Throughout the call, Gabbie repeatedly asked for this public apology and threatened legal action otherwise, to which Jessie suggested they battle it out in court. Let's keep this offline and just sue me and we'll see what happens in court, said Jessie. And then we don't have to bring our followers into this, which is, in my opinion, a good, humble, considerate response. It's a personal, private matter that obviously she wants to deal with personally. It's her trauma. The whole of the internet doesn't have to be involved in or profit off of her trauma. Now, what does Gabbie say to this? I'm gonna play a little quiz game with you, so just guess in your heads. The first answer would be Gabbie's a considerate human being who says, okay, we're not going to get your trauma into this, you're my best friend, and I can listen to you. And then the second response is, oh, well, I kind of want to get my fans included because they're the only ones affected. If you said B, you're right. Congratulations. I'm not interested in bringing my fans into it, Gabbie replied, because those are the ones who are affected. By what? Isn't Jessie the one who's affected? By her trauma, by her past, by her bravery in the first place to expose this person, to, file things against this person and to stand up against him. At this time, Gabbie has not responded to Jessie's tweets at the time of writing this. Now, I have watched multiple sources. I have one because it's the most detailed. However, there will be Repzion and his Gabbie Hanna timeline. There will be a couple more videos. I can't just have them all off the top of my head, but everything is in the description if you want to look at that, as well as the resources for anyone affected by the issues spoken about. So, let's just end this by saying that this is absolutely disgusting beyond belief. Like, it's, I even struggle to read this out loud because it's so devastatingly disgusting. And the fact that, Gabbie could even consider Jessie her best friend whilst also doing these things behind her, not so behind her back, honestly, publicly. And again, I bet there was an avalanche of tweets that happened afterwards and after this article was released as well. It's kind of like, it's never ending. Gabbie never stops tweeting. The drama never ends with her. She does make a pause here and there, but all in all, it's really never ending. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? And at this point, as I've already said, I think most of the community has no patience for this. But in this particular case, I think we have to have patience, and I think we have to have consideration for Jessie. Because, at the very least, this is diminishing trauma and, breaking trust. And at the very most, it's causing more significant trauma for your best friend. So, yeah, that's it. Obviously, as I've already said, if you want to see the call, if you want to see more things, this is just me briefly reading out an article and getting out my feelings. Which, again, I hope I did the topic justice, as always. I did have a couple of, things I said here and there that may come off as jokey or sarcastic, but that's purely to make this topic flow that much more smoothly, because I, as I've already said, feel absolutely repulsed by reading this and all of it. Just it's horrible. But that's why we're here. No one said that I will bring you sunshine and rainbows, but for that you do have join in the description. Go check that out, or watch any other wonderfully relaxing people on the internet. There we have it. Thank you for watching. As always, you can support me via subscribing, sharing, liking, all the stuff. I highly appreciate it. And yeah, that's it. Love you all. See you next time.